Have you ever been told that some human races are biologically smarter, stronger, or more advanced than others? That white Europeans are genetically superior, or that Africans or South Asians are genetically inferior? On Twitter, people talk about topics like racial purity a lot. Let's see how truthful they are. Welcome to a journey through human origins, genetic truth, and the powerful myth of race. In this video, we're going to confront race science and dismantle it using actual science. Part 1. Where we all began, human origins. Modern humans, Homo sapiens, first evolved in Africa roughly 300,000 years ago. For tens of thousands of years, our ancestors lived in Africa, migrated within the continent, and developed culture, tools, and language. Then around 60,000 to 70,000 years ago, small groups began leaving Africa to explore and settle across the world. Every single person alive today, whether in Europe, Asia, or the Americas, can trace their ancestry back to these early African populations. Africa isn't just the birthplace of civilization, it's the birthplace of all humans. Part 2. What is race, really? Let's be honest. What most people call race is just a set of physical traits. Skin color, facial features, maybe hair texture. But what does science say? Modern genetics has shown that these differences are superficial. They're the result of humans adapting to different environments, not signs of deep biological divides. In fact, there's more genetic variation within so-called racial groups than between them. You could be more genetically similar to someone halfway across the world than to your neighbor who looks just like you. There's no gene that defines a race. So, is biological race even real? Part 3. The lie that Africans had no civilizations. One common myth pushed by race theorists is that black Africans never built great civilizations. Let's see how true it is. The Kingdom of Kush in Nubia, present-day Sudan. The Kushites ruled Egypt as its 25th dynasty, built more pyramids than the Egyptians, and developed their own writing system. Or the Aksumite Empire in Ethiopia, a civilization that had its own script, traded with Rome and India, and minted its own coins. The idea that Africans didn't build civilizations isn't just false, it's the result of colonial erasure and academic neglect. Part 4. Language, migration, and influence, not superiority. Two major groups reshaped continents, not through race or superiority, but through migration and cultural exchange. In Africa, the Bantu people spread from West Central Africa, bringing agriculture, ironworking, and language across sub-Saharan Africa. In Eurasia, steppe pastoralists, including the Yamnaya, migrated into Europe, Central Asia, and South Asia, spreading Proto-Indo-European languages. They weren't genetically superior. They were mobile, adaptive, and shaped history by moving, not conquering with genes. South Asia and the Aryan DNA myth. Let's address another race theory myth. That Indians are inferior because of diluted Aryan DNA. First off, Aryan originally meant noble, not racial. South Asia's genetic story is incredibly complex. Indigenous hunter-gatherers, Iranian farmers, Indus Valley urbanites, and later, steppe pastoralists. All these groups contributed to modern Indian ancestry. And here's the twist. South Indian states, which have less steppe ancestry, often perform better on education and health indices. Development is about education, policy, and opportunity, not ancient DNA. Europeans are not a pure race. What about white Europeans? Many believe they're a distinct, superior group, but genetically, Europeans are a mix too. Their ancestry includes Western hunter-gatherers, Anatolian farmers, steppe migrants. Europe's recent dominance wasn't due to genes, it was due to colonial conquest, geographic luck, and industrialization. No civilization rises alone, and no race is born superior. Part 7. Why some groups didn't build empires. So why didn't all groups build cities, invent algebra, or launch rockets? Simple. Because they didn't need to. Small, isolated populations, like Adivasis, Amazonian tribes, or Australian Aboriginals, lived in ecological balance, without the pressure to build large states. They weren't inferior. They were adapted to their world. Such populations were too small and isolated to build big cities. Part 8. Why humans look different, and why it doesn't matter. Skin color? It's about UV radiation. Facial features? They're shaped by climate. Nose width? Adaptation to air temperature and humidity. These are environmental responses, not markers of race. We all look different because our ancestors adapted to different environments, not because we belong to separate species. We're all Homo sapiens, one species, one family. Final message. Debunking race science for good. The idea of biological race is a myth, born from colonial ideology, preserved by misunderstanding, and weaponized by hatred. We share 99.9% of our DNA with every other human on Earth. That remaining 0.1%? It's not about superiority, it's about adaptation, diversity, and evolution. If you want to know more, check out the article in my description and subscribe to my channel for more.